Cam Rogers here. Let's take a look at the Patriots preseason profile and look back to the key additions headlined by Mr. McCourty and Adrian Clayborn. Big-time additions at that. You can make the argument that Jason McCourty really softens the blow there of losing Malcolm Butler to the Tennessee Titans. And honestly, guys, McCourty is a better cornerback than Malcolm Butler as we stand. Meanwhile, for Clayborn, he's going to help big time in the sack department. Had 9.5 sacks in 2017 with the Atlanta Falcons. And then you have the first-round draft picks, Isaiah Wynn and Sony Michel. I'll be honest, was not a big fan of these selections for New England, but still, Isaiah Wynn could be the starting left tackle, and if that happens, then things are certainly going to pan out well for the Patriots, because in terms of return on investment, having Isaiah Wynn there as your left tackle to kick things off is pretty good return. Meanwhile, Michel, he joins a crowded running back depth chart that I'll talk about later. Meanwhile, the key losses. Nate Solder, not really a key loss because, well, he got paid and overpaid big time by the New York Giants, and Solder was just decent for New England. Meanwhile, Brandon Cooks, that one was an interesting move. It was a trade, though. And then Dion Lewis going to the Tennessee Titans. Lewis was expendable with all the depth that New England has in the backfield. Overall, offseason grade of C+. Above average, but just barely. I think New England got better a little bit, but when you're so good like the Patriots are, it's hard to get an A grade in the offseason. I have no doubts that the Patriots will be a Super Bowl factor this coming year. So in terms of the offseason grade, it's a little misleading, but New England is in a good spot. Meanwhile, for the preseason schedule, you got the Redskins, Eagles, Panthers, and Giants. Of course, that big game is Week 3 against the Panthers. It's the dress rehearsal game, 7:30 Eastern Time on August 24th. This will be a fun test for the Patriots offensive line. It's going to be interesting to see who starts where, right? You're talking about Tooney, we're talking about Shaq Mason, we're talking about Isaiah Wynn. Where are all of these guys going to mix and match on that front five? And can the Patriots pressure Cam Newton? The Panthers lost Andrew Norwell, one of the premier guards in the NFL, to free agency. He's now a member of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Can the Patriots' interior defensive line put pressure on Newton? Because if they can, that will allow the likes of Adrian Clayborn and the edge rushers to get pressure around the tackles. All right, let's take a look at some training camp storylines here. Can the Patriots adjust to some new offensive pieces? So New England now has Jordan Matthews in town. They have Jeremy Hill as well. The running back depth chart is an interesting one at that. I have no idea who's going to be the starter at the running back position. In terms of the favorite, it's probably Rex Burkhead, but Michel's going to be a factor. James White, of course, is your third down back. And Jeremy Hill is a bit of a wild card. He's not even on the board here, but Mike Gillislee, maybe he makes the team, maybe not. There's some buzz that he might get cut. So in all, no true #1 starter for New England, but a fun backfield at that, and I'll be tracking it throughout the offseason to see who gets what amount of carries. All right, how about the pass rush? Big-time storyline for New England. Talked about Adrian Clayborn, but it's not just going to be about him. It's got to be a team effort for the Patriots. Now, even if the pass rush does not improve tenfold, I think it's okay because the Patriots can get away with blitzing a lot this season. Stephon Gilmore and Jason McCourty are very fine corners, and you could put them on islands. That means you can send a few extra defenders at opposing offenses, and the Patriots will create some havoc. Meanwhile, Tom Brady, can he remain at an MVP type of level? Of course, he won the MVP last season. Can he continue that momentum into 2018? I think he can. He's not showing any Peyton Manning type of regression or anything like that. No chicken wing issues where he's throwing floaters up for interceptions. So Tom Brady, I think, is going to be just fine this season. The one note I will say in the footnote at that, Julian Edelman missing the first 4 games of the regular season. Tom Brady's going to have to adjust to that. That means more targets for Malcolm Mitchell and Jordan Matthews and some of these other cast of wide receivers on this team. And 4 games isn't the worst thing in the world. It could be 6, could have been more. So in the end, not the worst situation for the Patriots there. I think Tom Brady will be just fine. Meanwhile, the regular season, let's take a look at that. Here's the first half. Texans week is early. Week 1 on September 9th, then at Jacksonville, at Detroit against the Dolphins. Very tough test at Jacksonville in that second week. Then you got the Colts, the Chiefs, the Bears, and the Bills. Not the worst first half of the season, to be honest with you. I only see 2, maybe 3 losses maximum within those first 8 games. Meanwhile, the second half, it gets a little tougher. Look at that stretch. Green Bay, Tennessee, maybe a bye week, air quotes, against the Jets, and then a very difficult task against the Minnesota Vikings at home, followed by Dolphins, Steelers at the big ketchup bottle, Buffalo, and then wrapping up at home against the Jets. The Patriots have the best Super Bowl 53 odds at plus 650. My projection, they will finish first in the AFC East as long as Tom Brady and Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft are in town. They will be the kings of their respective division. Yes, the Jets got better, but in all, this is not going to be close. There's only going to be one team out of this division in terms of the playoff picture, so it's not going to be like the Bills last year and the Patriots. New England will be king yet again. Where will the Patriots finish in the AFC East? Let me know in comments. I want to hear from you on YouTube.